You're listening to Rainwave.ccOC Remix. This is Chrono Cross. I've never heard this version of this song. Its fate has no forgiveness for those who dare to stand against it. Really good song. Very interesting version. Chrono Cross, you know it. Oh, now it's over. Or it's about to be. Guess what game this is from? I should actually, you know what? Hold on. I really should be doing this because Rainwave is literally the best thing ever. So please hold. We're gonna go add a browser source real quick. Oh, wait, I think this is made to work like, yeah, like that. It's from Skate or Die, which is a game most people probably have never seen before. But yeah, if you can believe it, this was an NES game called Skate or Die. This was also came out on Commodore 64, but a lot of people did not know about this game. But as nice as this is, we're gonna switch gears here. Actually, first I'm gonna check how loud this is. Oh wow, that's loud. We're gonna turn that down significantly before I do that to your ears. This game is absolutely insane. Hold on, my chat overlay is not working. I made a thing so that I could see chat while I was in game. And I gotta figure out how to do that, I guess. There's supposed to be an always on top.
We're still vassal slaves, we're just
maybe not.
Cages.
It said it would do always on top.
We're only getting started. Good evening, I'm Megan.
Okay, what's the hotkey for?
Our main headlines tonight.
Bring to top, Control Alt F8. Oh wow, that doesn't. Okay, it doesn't work, so I'm gonna have to use chat on my phone for a bit, which is fine. We will live.
Very blunt question.
So this game, for anyone who has never heard of it, this game is called Not for Broadcast, and we gotta get the start streaming screen off. You guys should have been able to see for a little bit.
The people never happy. It never enough.
So the premise of this game is that you play as the guy who strings the news together. So when there's an interview, you're choosing like which cameras to show when, and you're in charge of bleeping out the audio and choosing the commercials that run between shows. And essentially you control the public's view of the news as a byproduct of that.
Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Jones. Our main headlines.
Sorry, I just gotta also watch a baby monitor while I'm watching 10 other screens, which you'll see in a second. So I'm gonna let chat kind of help guide me through the moral decisions that you have to make in this game, but I'm going to play the news segments as I want to. I may ask you guys what you guys want to run for commercials. The way that it works is you can rewatch the not the campaign stuff, but you can rewatch, all the news segments that you do, you can go back and watch them later, which is kind of cool. Now I'm just trying to change this to chat mode on my phone. Chat only. There we go. So here we go. We're gonna name this. Actually, I should make sure that. Oh, cool! I'm watching an ad for my own channel. This is great.
We're still vassals, slaves. We're just in pretty.
Give me a sec. I want to make sure that the stream is actually showing. That's the only thing that sucks about having one ultra wide is that I need this game to be in full screen because I need to be able to jump the mouse to the left and right and not go out of frame. So now I'm just going to wait a second here and make sure that... Yeah, okay, it is caught up. Okay, even better. So we are going to name this game Stream Run 1. Because there's, like, you change the game as you play it. So, like, the choices we make in which advertisements we show and the out-of-game, like, role-playing aspect, we get to pick a lot of stuff. So experience that the non-broadcast mechanics are off. Viewers are very forgiving. Non-broadcast mechanics are more frequent. Recommend. Okay, this is what we want then. Broadcaster mode. This is like the regular. So right off the bat in this game,
That's all coming up on tonight.
there's a federal election in this alternate universe, and the results are already in. We don't influence the results at all of that election. Oh boy, that might be too loud. Oh, it was fine? Okay. I put it back to where it was. Yeah, this game is super cool, and I've only played the first few days of it, but I do know how to play already, but I played in VR, so this is now on PC.
Hi, David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're going to have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry. It's not hard, and I'm going to stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down. Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control.
So, this is
now, the four
super
small
fun.
screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left. Don't worry. I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in
There are
no
also
time.
hotkeys for the keyboard, so I can use 1 through 4.
These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again. You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain... Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of video
What do we want to play?
left. They're your adverts. Pick any 3 and load them into the machines on the
I'm going to
right.
pick Crazy
When you've done
Meals.
that, look up to the front.
You guys can pick one here. We got My Salad Weekly,
That's followed at 8 p.m. by award-winning documentary series The Shape of Now.
Experience with Ham Sleeve, or Exercise with Ham Sleeves, Come to Bumley, or Alan James. Come to Bunley, okay.
At 9 p.m.
And
relax with multiple award-winning movie The Freedom of Being Colin.
what do we want to do about Alan James?
To 11:15, where
Him
Ah,
or
poor
salad?
mayonnaise. You know, seafood makes me go out in pustules.
Yeah, I thought it might increase our viewing.
And tonight sees a return for leading economist.
Hurry up, mate. Load the ads. The broadcast is starting soon.
And yet,
My salad week.
going 5, 4.
Right, quick as you can. Select screen 1.
To join Jeremy Donaldson.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Good evening. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good. Next thing is going to be the throw to the news titles on screen 2. There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Honest Andy's totally independent and corners the flowered market. Top chat. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hansleys wins sports personality.
Oh, good. So now we know that this is
a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be
We know that's going to end up being a sports one.
About his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic.
Right, button 2 in 3, 2, 1. Now, lovely, mate.
Okay.
Next thing is to throw back to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes.
So it is all manual. I have to do this myself, and we can go watch the news segment later if we want. I don't... I'm not saying I'm good at this. Especially when I'm going to interact with
Switch to
chat.
screen 1. Now, lovely, mate.
But first, the votes are in, and it's a decisive win for Advance.
We often get a bit of interference around this time, mate. Keep your eye on the machine at the bottom right. Use that slider that's flashing, or your scroll wheel to move the wave up and down, keeping the green bit in the white bit.
But critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly. However, former Home Secretary...
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now, the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play
I don't know the
adverts
hotkeys
over
for
there at the
these.
bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep
So
your
we've never
eye
seen
on the
these
clock.
advertisements before, but we have a choice to
2,
make.
1, advert.
1 minute back, everybody. Jeremy,
The
I need you to fill up the ads.
What's why?
Rank Snatch is running late.
the choice we have is they're going to be talking and we can watch the advert.
That's the same policy we use with you. I thought that was our little secret. That's all right. He doesn't remember anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your
A
burgeoning
brown,
friendship.
a pink, a yellow, a purple. Neil's deals are unreal.
Wicked. We made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multi-cam sequence, because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long, 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
I just want to check really quick and see what for the okay adverts are Z, Q, and C. Yeah.
We're coming back from the break. Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody.
So now this is all on us.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first,
Get ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
is here with the star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to
go
the
to Blunderclatch on screen 3 when she says his name.
by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. By none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you. I do hope that being with you today is among
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours. May I say.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The Medicated? Yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Yes. Well, as I said to Peter at the Rat, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction. Lovely. Now back to Thunder Twat.
I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. What a wild ride this has been. I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist. Absolutely.
There we go.
A scientist.
Now I figured it
Are you
out.
implying? What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. A love, of course. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but let's see who's counting.
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
You want to see more Megan?
I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you? What is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And I will bleed. That's how it feels, doesn't it? That's how it feels. Doesn't it? Bleeding, doesn't it? Giving, suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end I do it for the difference. I do it for the people that I inspire. The little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed, historic is the word. Well, indeed, historic. Difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. Difficult, isn't it? I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, that one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
Sorry, I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated, which opens next week.
Right, I've swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
Cool, looks like Blunderclatch is losing it in the studio, but we ain't got time for that. There's more interference coming. It's a bit trickier this time, mate. Use that little flashing joystick to the left of the knob, or hold down your middle mouse or Alt on your keyboard, and as the frequency changes, match it to the white bit by dragging right.
You think I don't know that?
Now we're going to squash the frequency back by dragging left.
No, Lance, we mustn't. Think of Carol.
That's Dr. Lance to you, Miss Flanagan.
Jubbly, mate.
For you, baby.
Next, we're going to change the amplitude. Same as last time. Little joystick or hold Alt or middle
This is like
mouse,
the
and
hardest
this time,
one.
push upwards. Upwards, mate. Upwards.
But I didn't listen.
Doctor,
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
you need to see this.
No, it's not.
Right, now let's match it back by going downwards.
The virus. The sterility. This formula. This is the key.
We can stop it all.
Yes.
Not bad. You'll get it with practice.
Yeah.
We have to ask ourselves.
another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
We got come to Bumley next.
Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen, here, is about 2 seconds behind the master screen, here. When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button, or the space bar on your keyboard, for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you gotta do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now. As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping
How did we get
like
a
a
C
pro.
that time? It
Remember,
really didn't like what I
button
did.
lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down.
He has to cry on that head.
And with more than 2 areas of outstanding natural interest. Isn't it time your
Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
Running the country. Seriously?
We've had worse. 5, 4, 3.
What a great commercial.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance Headquarters, where the 2 leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Oh shit, he's pissed.
Shall I start?
Get ready to
Go
play.
for it, Pat.
Shall I start? Okay. Well, thank you all for coming. And well,
Thank you all
where
for
do I
coming,
start?
and,
Well, what a day!
They said we couldn't do
They
it.
certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying southern bastard trick they had against us. But you, the people,
Nice.
you saw right through their shite.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. It makes me coarser than a granny's fanny.
Memorably put.
Nailed it.
But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign,
This
you
guy
heard
just
us
won the
say
election.
Advance are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day 1 of a new future. A better, fairer future.
Yeah.
So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbook.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers
Oh boy.
to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have
She's
reduced
so much
the
louder than
definitive
other
list of
things.
every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know the sort of, probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So, all you bastard public school snobs,
No, you totally missed that.
earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. You're going to pay up. You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats.
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been, in the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again, just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble. So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News.
Got our last ad.
We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Right, looks like you've got it now. Thanks for
Nailed
real,
it.
mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate. Good luck.
Boring politics, then.
This is some weird fever dream. Am I dying now or something?
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Not going for a drink?
No, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
Build your collection week by week, and very soon you'll
Nice.
have a salad that really
So the
gets
broadcast.
The programme's finished. You'll get a broadcast report. It's 3 pages. This first page shows you how well the broadcast went. Each sequence and an overall grade. Remember, grades mean bonuses, and they keep the boss happy. If you want to know more about how it went, select more info. If not, select continue to move to the next page. Right, this is an optional section for when you really want to understand what happened during the show. You've got a graph there showing you what the audience did. They're a fickle fucking bunch. And of course you can really drill into the details if you want to get better at making TV. I never came here, never once.
An exceedingly poor edit. Wow.
Right, this is the important page. It tells you how much you're going to get paid and how much wealth you have
I'm
overall.
broke ass poor,
And of course,
guys.
at the bottom shows you the financial state of our main advertisers. But you don't own any fucking shares. You're a cleaner, for God's sake, so why would you care? This is the last page, and it tells you the state of the world, tells you how well the government's doing, and down the bottom there, this one's important, tells you what Channel 1 currently thinks of you. In other words, what the boss thinks. Alright, mate, welcome to the archive. This is where you can have a quick look back at what you've done and how it looked to the public. There's 3 sections: broadcast, rushes, and adverts. Let's start with broadcast. Click on it now. Over on the left, that's all the broadcasts that you've done. Click on any one of them and hit load tape. Once it's finished loading, you can use the rewind and the fast forward at the bottom there to help you get to the bit you want to see.
Well, in a few moments, we'll be going live to
Is this-
tonight's national.
We need to fast forward to see the first advert. Sounds pretty good sped up though. My God. They really make you work for it, huh? Okay, so this might be okay, so this is our run. I just wanna... God, it might not be worth it. Oh, good.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played So Fight for Love.
Man. Come to Bumley.
We should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating.
They should be putting their pants on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know the sort of... Probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So, all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine.
That is how.
You're going to pay up. You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education.
We did a good job,
to
guys.
raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions, but you'll...
Right, click on rushes and let's have a look at those. Right, this is the rushes route. It's pretty simple. The 4 screens you can see, they're going to show you the 4 signals you got from the studio during the actual broadcast. Difference is you can mute any combination of them, so you can never listen to the stuff you weren't allowed to show. Select the broadcast and give it a go, and when you're done listening to the backstage secrets, hit back.
On the clutch, on the left hand line.
Yeah, Megan's pretty pissed off too.
I'm not surprised. The bloke with the road democracy, he's hot as cornflakes.
Yeah, but he's hot though.
As opposed to when you're oxygen too.
10 seconds, everybody.
Yeah, you can go back and watch all that stuff too, which we might do later. And then here we can... So this is what would have happened if we played Alan James. I knew this one because I did it by accident last time.
I'm Alan
But this
James.
is the only way to find out.
This is not a movie. This is not some child's tale. This is not a dream. This is reality. This is the story of you and how you're stupid and asleep. It's about how you were promised the Elysian fields, but you ended up filleting Satan for the salty crumbs. It's happening here. It's happening now. And it's all happening right in front of you. I'm Alan James.
Alan James is one of the country's most controversial columnists and speakers.
And they're going to take your poor sweet grandma, and you're never going to see those dribbling dentures again. Oh, grandma, look at their faces. That's not what cows look like. You call it the stock market. I call it the stuck market, because it's just another pole they've stuck up our collective... I don't care if he was once your nephew, Cameron. He's standing in the way of the truth.
Now, Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, is coming to your city.
I'm Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, the gospel according to Alan James, and the Alan James shall set you free. And now I'm bringing my message directly to you. With my new nationwide tour, Alan James is Right, in front of you.
Alan James.
I'm Alan James.
Alan James.
Alan James is right.
Alan James.
I'm Alan James.
Coming to a city near you. Check local press for dates and times.
So yeah, I played that advert and I was still going through the tutorial, so I didn't watch it during the show. And then later on, like day 2 or 3, which is basically as far as I've played, he became like a guy that was interviewed on the show, and I was like, oh, fuck. We're gonna save and quit, just because this is a new computer, and then we'll just go right back into it.
Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Dawes. Our main headlines tonight.
I don't know, it could crash. I don't want to lose it. So this is where you get to play outside of the game, like the broadcast game. The form from the new government. They already know all this stuff. Okay. Help me out, guys. What do we pick? Be friendly and introduce myself, be productive and get to work, ease myself in and orientate myself, or reminisce with friends about my old job. What should we pick? Remember, we're currently broke-ass poor. Ease in? Okay. A colleague in a different department has confided in you that they've been taking home confidential information. Now, a file of minor importance has gone missing. Should we help them cover it up? Recommend they report it? Promise I won't tell anyone, or should I report it? What do we think? How much do we want to keep this job, I guess? Do we want to keep influencing the people of the world? I mean, I think this is the obvious answer. If confidential information were to go missing at your job and you knew someone was taking files home from work. Cover it up? Okay. We'll cover it up. Fair enough. The entire department was fired today for consistent underperformance. Your boss has put in place new targets that are higher than the other ones. Would you leave work on time, stay late to ensure you hit the deadline, leave work early to head to the pub with your colleagues, or leave work early to see your family? I mean, stay late, work is life. Okay. You're invited to the annual company barbecue, and okay, I look forward. I'm washing my hair that day. Go if free, but wouldn't mind missing it. Have been practicing with your coworkers and think you'll win. This is one of those surveys where they engineered the answer. There's only one kind of negative answer, and even it's not that bad. There's no, I would never go see anybody. I don't want to at all. You had a long, successful career and you're about to retire. Do I list my achievements? Give an honest review of the pros and cons of the company, focus on issues and challenges you faced, or just refuse to attend. By the time I retire, I doubt I'm still happy to be there though, right? Maybe we just don't go there. Just don't even go. Or we could... I don't know. I probably wouldn't. Honesty is best, so the pros and cons, or the issues I face. Maybe the issues I face, that'd be like some brutal honesty. Go with that. In my spare time, are we gonna play with our kids, go to political rallies, relax alone, play on a local sports team? Support your kids. Okay. What's our ideal getaway? Surrounded by nature, going somewhere new, going to like a theme park, or going on a romantic getaway with our partner, whom we currently have in the game, but there are multiple endings. You're never home as it is. Fair enough. What's the most important thing safety, freedom, happiness, or equality? I know it's not the question they asked, but that's the question I'm asking instead. Happiness? Okay. Sign our name. There's no option to not to. A family matter. Okay, it's late. Your wife and kids have gone to bed. You're just drying up your favorite coffee cup. A worn out souvenir from our first trip together. Prince faded. Okay. There's a knock at the door. It's my brother-in-law. As soon as I let him in, they sit at the kitchen table, visibly stressed. I'm sorry for bursting in so late, Alex, Chris stammers, but I need a favor, and you're the only one I can ask. No problem. What's going on? Have you seen this crazy advance stuff? The Assets and Wealth Act, they're calling it. They're taking people's hard-earned money to fund lazy. It's bullshit. You've never seen Chris this agitated. I'm not saying the top 1% or whatever don't have stupid money, Chris adds hastily, but they can afford it. People like me, we're gonna lose everything. So, do we want to point out that he's the well-off one in the family, or just say that this doesn't sound too... redistribution of wealth doesn't sound that terrible? Which side are we gonna take here? Yeah, I know, right? Chris's eyes flash dangerously. You can't possibly be that naive. They're taking whatever they want and distributing it as they see fit. No government should have that kind of power. Look, that's not why I'm here. I need to borrow your passport. Do we just say no, or do we even ask why? Oh, look, it's the mug. Actually, we're broke-ass poor, not broke as hell. Why for? They've taken mine and half the bloody countries, but people always say you and I look similar, so Chris is pacing now. I need to leave before it's too late. Once I'm out, me and my money will be safe, but I need to go now before they freeze my accounts. Please, Alex, I wouldn't ask if there was any other choice. Do we give it to him, or do we basically say no? Sounds legit. He's family, so we should just give him the passport. Let him get out. Maybe we won't be broke ass hell anymore if we help him escape the country. That could be a thing. Nobody wants to be broke ass poor. Let's do it. You open the wardrobe, unlock the safe, retrieve the passport. Alex, what's going on? Do we tell our wife, or do we just tell her to go to sleep? It's her brother. Don't worry about it. It's all fine. You sure? Do we just tell her casually now? Or do we tell her again not to worry about it now that she's noticed we're in the safe? Tell her about it? Okay. What? They're leaving the country? Are things that bad? Do Do we have reservations about this at all? Or are we pretty okay with this? Oh, hey, Affinity, we're playing Not for Broadcast, and as of the decisions we've made right now, I'm definitely on a new trajectory. It'll be fine. Okay. Thank you. We have to look out for family, and if I know my little Chrissy is probably all one big overreaction. Exactly. You go to sleep. This time, we're going all in at this point. We're doing that. You head out. Okay. Bye, my friend. I don't know when or how that's gonna come back to fuck me, but it's definitely gonna. I know because the first few days I played an advertise. I'm not gonna say anything because it could still happen. Oh yeah, we should go talk to this guy. There's more stuff to learn.
So I can get back to my guests. First of all, let's get the power on. You need to get at least the bottom 4 plugs on. Right, let's load up the adverts. You might want to have a bit of a think about it. Your decisions have consequences, don't they? You can see they finally got the old headline system up and working again, and the vision mixer's already in headline mode because headlines always come at the start. It's really simple, mate. These 2 buttons at the bottom of the vision mixer. You can see they now have A and B on them, and they're to help you pick image A on the left bottom screen here, or image B on the right bottom screen here. It's really simple. This little clock here will count down the number of seconds you have to make your decision. Provided you make a decision in that time, you're fine, and you can change your mind as much as you want until the clock reaches 0. But if you don't make any decision, you'll be fired before you even get to make another choice. I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So, like with the adverts, choose carefully.
So if you guys type in A or B, I will try to pick the one that you want.
Theirs gets really hot.
Is this challenge
If I can see it in time,
language?
you can help pick the headlines and the pictures.
10 seconds, everybody.
Not the best source of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Time to go over to Jeremy Donaldson for tonight's.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight.
No.
Destination
You gotta actually
At
pick
the
them
end of
when they
Advance's
show up.
first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge.
We'll go B this time.
Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist and radical free thinker.
This is
With
the
Essence and
countdown
Wealth
for when
Act
we
on
have
the
to have
brink of
them
raising living
chosen.
standards for the vast majority of the country, I'll be asking my guests if we're on the way to a new future. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female
So
CEO.
I'm going to take all in B as the
Sophia
default,
Remington's appointment
unless
is
somebody
a
says
risk
A,
for the
and maybe
giant
that's what
mega
we'll do for
corporation.
every segment.
Sophia, as our regular viewers
We'll pick
will be
an
aware,
all in A
has
or
always
B,
been
and
a
that'll be the
wild child,
default,
and
unless
has been romantically
somebody
linked
in
to
chat
several
says
movie stars and
otherwise.
sports personalities. In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehugs. Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Svalsborg-Horgensford have today set off to explore Dante's taint. The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flower technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing
I'm gonna
central
try my
cavern
best to
and
keep
the
on all of
undiscovered
this.
plant species it contains. This is, of course, only the latest in a series of successful expeditions for this unlikely pairing. In a joint statement about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together like we always have." Playing the field, rumours abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very programme. And judging from the angle and velocity of that spray, it looks like Johnny may have been celebrating a little bit too much. I certainly wouldn't want to be his dry cleaner. And grievous bodily charm. With Advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With
Oh,
more
I
and
didn't
more
get it
people
in
saying
time.
they're
I
scared
tried.
to walk the streets alone at night.
It was
Could
at the
this be
same
exactly
time.
the right time for Advance's new approach? All that and mega more with a group of young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Oh. We're getting signal fuckery. Oh look, it's Alan James.
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading
So
economist.
I'm not going to be able to
Alan
watch
James,
chat for
author of
these
Alan
pieces.
James is Right, the free man's guide
I
to
just
waking up.
can't. I can glance every
The
now and
government
again.
certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan.
It's all in my book. Alan James is right.
I like how we just got the
We're to become
wrong
the great
stuff
herd,
there for a minute.
Ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive threat that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't
And
what's
this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, Advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the same people. Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little circus act to keep us from seeing the tyrant behind the curtain.
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research and the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates. Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong, I want to see these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
No, of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act. That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back.
You know, I think they might do some good.
I hope so too, Jeremy.
How much are you being paid by them, then?
Shut the fuck up, Alan. I've never heard so much shit in my life.
Well, we'll see who's full of shit, won't we?
Alan, I can explain it to you, but unfortunately, I can't understand it for you.
Well, I don't know what she meant by that.
That's amazing.
How's it going, actually? Fuck it, I don't care. I hate the fucking news. Oh, bloody hell, I love this tune, though. All right, mate, see you later, bye!
I'm just saying I'll do what I can, that's all.
Oh shit, you will. She's good. You know she is.
I've said a bit of word in, that's all I can do.
10 seconds, everybody. His little drinky's going to the big bird country with water.
If that sticks, I'll destroy you.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country. Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desk.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem. We need more support from ministers. What are you doing? We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving, Greg.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on. No, the problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
No. Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
servants.
to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next, I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime. Do you think there's...
Not from you.
I'm sure we all long for a return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife or kosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Foreigners, gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that... Oh, bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, your bloody gimp's escaped. Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy. Back in your box, Clive. Back in your box. Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
Oh, sorry, darling. I was spaying the badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in the box?
Oh, Clive, you know it's Wednesday. Can't you go back in your gimp space?
And whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent...
I was going to bleep out a word, but then...
Darling, where's the padlock?
Oh, hold on just a moment.
Oh, Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty, naughty, naughty boy. Mummy said...
Clive, I am not having this again.
Mummy said, get back in your gimp space. No! Naughty, you beast, Clive.
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us. And finally tonight...
Look, I spoke to Mallory at the Bridge Club.
Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault, burglary and menacing a swap. He's agreed to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony. Hey! Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalisation, as you can imagine. And obviously, titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony. Hey! Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
OK, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank Tony! Way! I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez. Sopen! Yeah, I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
This one's, yeah?
Yep. One sec, love. Titwank Tony's on the news. One sec, love. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. Just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this guy?
You are joking. Chrissy Freebollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh. Not now, fellas, I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
Little boy.
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here. Jesus.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal
No
here, Tony.
fucking way, lads. Believe that.
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes, Tony? Tony, I mean, we're literally away for 2 seconds. How has this happened, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought there a little. Hopefully you, the viewer at home, have managed to glean a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues around law and order. After the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away. We'll be back.
Here we go.
After these messages.
1 minute back, everybody.
Well.
Mate, I ain't got long and I'm quite drunk. It's been a great night. In this next section, there's a bit of music.
Uh-oh, we have to edit in time.
Music, you can see the result on the Vision Mixer, and the public will love that. Don't worry if you don't, though. You won't get punished for it or nothing. Just try and stay in the groove. Also, one last tip. When the music starts, turn down the broadcast volume. Right, enjoy the music bit. God, I love music. God. so pissed, I think I might go and throw up in a bit.
Looks alright, I've got this. I'm sure he's on his way. Come on, it's welcome back. How hard can it be? This is on you.
10 seconds, everybody. You're gonna open
This
your
is gonna
mouth.
be difficult.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome's Black. I'm Megan Wolfe, and on tonight's
Welcome's
Culture
Black.
Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College who today received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey, Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest. I'm the older, more popular one. Only joking.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me, Jeff Algebra, maths teacher.
Maths is really important.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history, Aristotle. I just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing. We touch our audiences and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
Angela Algebra.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
And teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right. To put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe she's you at home, or like maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Put it in, coach.
Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it. That's it, that way. So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grant?
2 days ago. A letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
How? How did you react?
I also threw it in the bin. But then Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political. I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic mainly. But we did used to watch that Peter Clements DIY show back in the day, and so we thought, why not? Let's have a go at this old democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we ballywell are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant!
So, let's have a look at a short section of Hey, Friendship.
Dear Diary, I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears.
Tears.
Another day of fears. But still I walk the corridors alone. Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's around the corner? What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Oh, hi Gary.
Oh heavens no! It's Gary the Fist!
Gary the Fist! Going somewhere, little first year?
Great. I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning. But will this make me feel better about my violent father? Violent father.
Excuse me, I'm late for maths. It's my favourite subject. And so important.
Maths is for losers.
What?
Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, coach.
Keep going, for fuck's sake.
Right. Maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money. Now.
Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary the Fist. Not today.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? What do you mean not today? My arm's free, coach.
Brilliant, keep going.
Right. Who are you to stand up to me? I'm Gary the Fist. And you're just a sad little girl with 2 gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. These are my 2 new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team. Yeah. And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah.
But I can't fight all 3 of you. And I don't have any friends of my own.
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face. I could be you. She could be you. And you could be me.
Or you could be me.
I'm just gonna keep it there.
Life can be peachy keen if you work as a team.
It's my choice to be mean. So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Hey, listen up, I won't take no crap. Who said middle class girls can't rap? I ain't afraid of your crew lads. I'm a mother-loving rebel, but I still love maths.
Oh, I went to the only one that was bad.
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think that folks like me probably shouldn't exist. But that's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist. I grew up on a council estate. The park was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk and late, and he'd hit my mum for dinner, he had to wait. Where's my dinner, woman?
It's not ready.
Where's my dinner, woman?
Go.
Don't make me ask you again.
Hitting women is wrong.
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate. 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 It's so damn hard on a council estate.
Life can be peachy keen.
Yeah.
If you work as a team.
Just work as a team.
It's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Friendship!
Yes!
We really got the rhythm thing at the end.
Well, thankfully that's all we have time for tonight on the National Nightly News. Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines from across the country. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
And we're out.
Oh, that was brilliant.
What the literal fuck was that?
I believe that was art.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but it doesn't make it so.
I have a similar belief about an adequate paycheck.
Oh, someone please get these twats out of my studio.
There must be something in the food! I don't want to upset you, but you should weep for the world. They're gonna take your poor, sweet grandma. And I don't mean to shock you.
Oh, man. Oh, wow, we did really good. I got a bonus. I'm still broke-ass poor. Nice. I want to see what pig juice is.
Why bother strengthening your body when you can strengthen your face? We believe your skin deserves the best, so the new formula actively removes harsh chemicals from your skin. The high salt content actually pulls the dihydrogen monoxide right from your pores to give you the crisp, brittle skin you've come to expect. New Judico Shon will revitalize the appearance of the strength of your face's skin. 41% of women we surveyed said they loved their visible flakes, and 7 out of 10 dentists would recommend it.
7 out of 10.
Judico Shon, because we said so.
Okay. So now we know what that one is too. I'm gonna save and quit after all of them because, again, I'm afraid.
Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Dawes. Our main headlines tonight.
Daddy, it's starting!
What was the really good part?
Every single one of you's a bit Jesus.
We can go look at it. Like it's... We can actually go look at it through the broadcast viewer. We might have to wait till after this one, though. Oh, dry you out. Okay, here we go. Let's get to the theater slightly early. Sam's already there. Okay. I bet I can go to this because I got that raise. Oh, it's a thank you from Chris. The show isn't our usual taste. The pretentious opera. Okay. The show finally ends. How many bags do these people need? You stand in line to get your coat. Okay. A couple people in front of you are talking about the reallocation. People who couldn't pay their new tax bill, something's awful. We both think of Chris and he's safe and sound because he just borrowed our passport, guys. He's gonna give it back. When you get home, you're still laughing. And then heads upstairs. You notice your 14-year-old son isn't home, and there's a note on the kitchen table, almost an illegible scrawl. Says he's at a friend's house. It's a school night, so you go over there and march him home, or do I trust Charlie? What do you guys think? Do we trust Charlie? Dude, the first episode of this was they elected a new government into power who's doing a redistribution of wealth, and our brother stole our passport to get out of the country. By the time you head over, your temper is boiling. Charlie loses it and tells you in no uncertain terms where you can shove your ride home. You end up in a full-blown argument in front of his friends and their parents. It's mortifying. Make your excuses and quickly escort him to the car. It starts to rain as you drive, both of you silently. The sound of the downpour is the only thing that punctures the atmosphere. What was that about, Charlie? He sighs a sigh of someone much older than his 14 years. I want to be the one who decides what I do, not you. It's not fair. He has to learn boundaries and I ground him? Or it's been enough bad blood, what do we do? Get the beaten sock? Okay. You know what? We'll ground him then. I don't care how dare you embarrass me like that. Not only did you disobey me, but you disrespected me in front of Ben and his parents. But enough. I've heard enough. Go to bed. You're not leaving your room for months. It'll be for his own good. He'll realize that someday, right? Day 42. Okay. You're leaping through a pile of accumulated posts. Each new bill pulls on your gut. Recognizing the T seal advance logo on the envelope is shared open. Dear Winston resident, this is your second reminder letter regarding the Assets and Wealth Redemption Scheme. Please submit your passport to the nearest government office as soon as possible in order to register for the scheme. You do not receive your share of the national rebate without submitting these documents. You knew there would be consequences, but that doesn't make it easier. We work as a team. We are rewarded as a team. Forwards together. Julia Salisbury. Chris is safe. That's all that matters, you know. You can't help but crack a smile as you look around the table. The snow is settled on the grass outside. The kids are pulling firecrackers while your elderly mother tries to keep her eyes open. You always did have a soft spot for Christmas. You're sitting at the head of the table now, your dad's voice. Across from you is Chris's empty seat, probably on a tropical beach somewhere, you think. You catch Sam's eye and breaks into a smile, clearly thinking the same thing. Even without Chris, the food had to be stretched a little thinner this year. Christmas really can be a wonderful time of year. You look around the room at your family. What do? Do we make a toast, stay silent, or talk to Grandma? What are we gonna do? Silence is golden. Your mother, an increasingly rare moment of clarity, looks towards the empty seat before speaking. Sam, is Chris not coming? You wink as you pass Charlie and leave your portion of potatoes. Sam answers gently. Chris had to go away, Cassandra, but everything's okay thanks to Alex. Your son Charlie looking at the empty seat adds, I miss Chris. Frowning, your spouse puts a hand on his shoulder. Me too, sweetheart. We all do. Hopefully Chris will be home by next year. You look around the room at your family. Are you having a nice Christmas, Grandma, or do I make a toast? Silence was not the correct answer. Chat, the game said so. Try again. Let's, bread is good. Okay, I'll make a toast. Toast is better. Stand and raise your glass. Merry Christmas, everyone. Glad we're all here. Well, most of us. There are murmurs of cheers and much clinking of glasses. Your daughter Susie seizes the opportunity to corner you. Do you know how you love me? You raise a questioning eyebrow. You're not going to like this, am I, you joke? You know me and my friends are planning on going traveling this year? Susie begins innocently. Well, I was hoping you'd help me with money. Do we laugh or frown? We're broke-ass poor. We have to stretch Christmas. Are we going to lead her on like we're going to be able to afford this later and hope that we can, or break the news to her now that we're broke-ass poor? That's what I think these options are. Keep up the facade? Okay. I knew it on my mind for you to chuckle as your 19-year-old daughter rolls her eyes. You wish you could say more without worrying, but now that your mother's had to move in, things aren't quite as simple anymore. Just how much are we talking here, kiddo? Only a few hundred, she mumbles as she pushes a stray tea across her plate. It takes a great effort for you not to spit your mulled wine across the table onto your elderly mother. I know it's a lot, darling, Sam interjects, but trains are expensive. This is a great opportunity for her. I already did say she could go. Do we now say no? Or do we hold the decision that our wife made earlier? Basically, do we want to find out what's below broke-ass poor? Make it work? What is money? Oh, everybody's happy. I am a man. Long weekend. What is the zip on the Sam case never closed? It's your anniversary. Every year you and Sam go away for a week, usually camping. You're not made of money. You've been looking forward to it for ages. Finally getting some alone time together. Okay, no kids, no work, bit of romance, suitcase. Finally zips up. The answering machine has a blinky. Hello, Alex. This is Mr. Bozeman. I'm calling to inform you that you will be required to work this weekend. Some information has come to light concerning the rising tension between our nation and foreign powers, and the National Nightly News team will be working around the clock to ensure we break the first story. Needless to say, expect your attendance tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. sharp. Have a pleasant evening, Alex. The shock turns into annoyance and then fury. What are you going to tell Sam? Sam comes downstairs brimming with excitement, kissing you. They grab their car keys from the dish and start to load your bags into the car. Do we cancel our vacation? Or do we cancel our work? What kind of a person are we? I'm gonna pick that we ignore the message. Message deleted. What was that? Comes a voice from behind you. Nothing important, you reply as you put on your coat. Adrenaline coursing through your body. Sam, grabbing you in the race, you practically slam the door. You enjoy your time off. You're getting paid for it. You're gonna pay for it on Monday, though. Broke ass poor. My job's not really helping with that. Boy, oh boy. How many of these texts are we gonna get? Your son Charlie hovers it. Your elbow as you read, do you find yourself striving to achieve? Are you an active member of the team? Do you like reaping the benefits of cooperation? Join Advanced Go-Getters today. Forward together. This doesn't sound like the youth club he told you about. Charlie grabs the flyer from you and thrusts the form into your hand. So can I walk straight there from school and Ben's sister can drop us home after so you won't have to do anything? We let him join the government youth group? Yeah, basically, right? I work so much overtime. In the game, I'm gonna live a little. I mean, they're not necessarily a cult yet. Like, this is the government that's redistributing all the wealth, and we don't really know anything about them yet. Other than that, they're taking everybody's passports, and if you're rich, you're not allowed to leave the country, and if you're not rich, you get some of the rich's money. Well, let's find out. He's an active member of the community now, and this can only be a good thing, right? A free ticket. Oh god, this is... Can I just do the news? Alan James, goddamn. You guys at work gave me they can't go stands in front of you, bring 2 tickets. So the tighter bold letters, Alan James is right in front of you. I'm really unsure. What do you think? Shall we go? Do we go see it because it could be funny? I did not see what that said, but I'm assuming my moderator acted there and not Automod. If it was my real moderator, I trust them to make the right decision. If it was an Automod, though, it was you, I trust you to make the right decision. I don't trust Automod. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna go see Alan James? Or not? Advertising viewers? Yeah, screw that noise. You know what? Let's go see it. Let's go see Alan James. The show is entertaining, but much less funny than you thought. He's a powerful public speaker, and something about it. Oh no. Oh god, is this more text game? After a particularly long day at work, you come home to find posts sorted into piles. Most of it is the usual rubbish, but a letter with the Advance logo, urgently respond immediately, plastered on the front. Okay. Dear Winston residents, this letter is to inform you that Advance government has taken another step in our fight towards equality by nationalizing the largest private corporations and redistributing the resources among the citizens of this great country. The Partnership Bonds program ensures that wealth created by the people is delivered to the people. Remember this being the manifesto. Every household will become a partner in one of 3 carefully selected institutions chosen by Advance for consistent high performance and financial security. Please note, all returns are based on public opinion and cannot be guaranteed. Please select a company. Eye of the Beholder? Yeah, Eye of the Beholder. We're D&D. I'm not even gonna read the other ones. Thank you for your selection. Please return the how much influence could you have? I better get to do a news segment here. Tempest.
Good evening, Alex. It's Bozeman here, your boss. While you're powering up and getting the adverts loaded, I thought I should just tell you that we've had one of those public information films from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it. You still
What do we want to play, guys?
for the other 2, so read those tape labels carefully, but make sure you play the advance advert, preferably at the second break. Right.
We'll listen to our boss. We'll do that. We can pick the other 2. We got Crazy Niels, The Joy of Screws,
Why are all men such
and
pricks?
Jus de Cochon.
Apparently he has a complicated relationship with his fish.
No. Sorry, are you saying he chose his imaginary friend in the sky over you?
I don't know why I talk to you.
You're probably just a really awful
What do you guys want to
10
play?
seconds, everybody. Like I said, all of you.
Did your personality
Prostate?
accidentally slip out?
Pricks. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Dawson.
And I'm Megan
My
Wolf.
choice.
Our main stories tonight.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands
B.
of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
Critics have been quick to dismiss the graffiti as a publicity stunt or an act of frustration by a tiny disorganized group of those who will never, under any circumstances, be content.
We shall overcome.
Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now, doctors Ingrid Svorsborg and Horgensvoord and David Wong announced today that they're considering two possible options.
With two of the finest minds in science working together, hopes are still high for the eventual return of the team to dry land.
Without enough engineers to successfully fix their craft, the team seem likely to attempt to farm the cavern's ecosystem while they wait for rescue from above ground. I think I'll stick to risotto, Jeremy.
Bearing their opinions, the formerly rich are fighting back with a naked protest.
Our very own Robin Short was on hand earlier today when this new protest group first presented themselves.
Spokesman Wentworth Somerset Bentley said today, "They've had the shirts off our backs. They might as well have the rest of it too." And while it's easy to laugh, perhaps we should all just be pondering how desperate the formerly rich are to regain their power.
Fallen angel? Notorious addict Johnny Handsleeve seems to have reached a new low in his battle with booze, as this recent picture reveals.
Johnny's star certainly lacks its former glow these days, with public concern over his mental and physical health growing at an alarming rate.
Let's hope that the team at the Gentle Touches Rehabilitation Centre can help Johnny get back to his former glory. Johnny's family have asked for privacy during this difficult time. We'll have reporters at the clinic around the clock, so you don't miss a thing.
Is this once celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sports?
And radical ideas. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them, Rimington's Fist CEO Sophia Rimington today announced a surprising new project that already has the markets raising an eyebrow.
Known for taking risks and bold strategies, could the adventurous CEO be leading the business giant down a dark alley or taking it to a new level of success?
We understand the Mobile Orientation Operational Burrowing Service will be a new international travel system based around the construction of a major tunnel through the centre of the Earth. Sophia Rimington claims it will make travelling from one side of the world to the other the matter of an afternoon. Geologists are concerned about the implications of digging a hole through the planet, while flat earthers claim it should be quite easy.
With that exclusive Prime Ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon coming to you live from the first annual Sports Board final.
You won't want to miss a second of tonight's National Nightly News.
Uh-oh. This one's aggressive. I don't get to watch any of this, I guess.
First tonight, after the Christmas horror caused by Mr. Snugglehugs, we have an exclusive interview with one of the victims.
Poor 7-year-old Timmy Tadlock, like so many of those affected by the Christmas bloodbath, has spent the last 3 months undergoing a series of reconstructive facial surgeries.
Last week, joyfully, he spoke for the first time since the tragedy. Tonight, he talks to us.
Before we go to the interview, however, this station would like to issue a full and frank apology for any part we may have played in the tragedy.
It's true,
we should never have advertised Mr. Snugglehugs. Without our publicity, the sheer scale of this tragedy, and now upwards of 8,000 casualties, might have been averted.
On behalf of the Nightly News team, we're sorry.
In future, we will do better.
Now it's over to Robin Short at the Tadlock family home. Robin?
Thank you, Megan. I'm here with Mr. and Mrs. Tadlock and their 7-year-old son, Timothy. Thanks for spending time with us today.
Yes, well, you're bloody lucky we're spending any time with you at all, after what you lot did. Irresponsible. I mean, whose idea was this anyway?
It's all right. It wasn't your fault. As you can see, Megan, there's still a few open wounds here. I'll tread carefully. I'm going to speak to Timmy now. Hello, Timmy. Can you see me?
Mummy, who's that lady?
It's the lady from television, Timothy. She's going to ask you a few questions.
And you be careful now, it upsets him to remember.
Don't worry, Mr. Tadlock. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason. So, Timmy, can you tell us what happened to you? You had just unwrapped Mr. Snugglehugs, hadn't you? Was he under the tree?
Yes, I could smell him already. He smelled like love.
Ah, yes, that'll be the fur. It's scented with hoof.
I was so excited. I ran up to my room and gave him a big hug. He was so soft and warm, like our cat, before he got in the way of Daddy's Porsche.
Bloody cat had a death wish.
And what did Mr. Snugglehug say to you?
He blinked his real action eyes and said, "You're my very best friend."
Oh boy.
But I sure wish Mrs. Snugglehug was here, and she can't be. They're just $89.99. And then it's the general error. 41.
And is that when he burst into flames?
Look, careful.
And then he exploded.
Oh, look, I've asked you nicely.
And am I right in saying that one of his real action eyes is now permanently embedded in your cheek?
Yes. When I took him in at night, it glows through bandages. I know it's under there, staring at me.
Yeah, some of the other children have started calling him Timmy Three Eyes. And with his glasses, that's 5.
It's too many eyes, Robin.
And what's the last thing you remember before the darkness overtook you?
He looked at me with his one eye and laughed. Laughed as he burned.
It sounds very
Jeez.
traumatic.
Oh.
Do you have nightmares?
All right, that's quite enough of
Timmy?
you two coming in here with your camera trying to make a buck out of our suffering. I won't have it.
Mr. Tadlock, just a couple more questions. Timmy, do you think you will ever be what we can call
No, you've had your
normal
questions,
again?
and now look. Oh, you've made him cry with all 3 of his eyes.
Calm down, you're
Do you think your parents will ever really love you again?
Right, that's it. Enough. Come on, baby. Come on.
Mr.
No. Oh, your poster, your favourite poster, Timmy. Are you okay? Oh.
So there you have it, Megan.
Jeez, I barely got to watch
Victims
that.
of an indescribable tragedy that has shaken our nation.
I'm bleeding, am I not?
Thank you, Robin. Harrowing stuff.
And many questions to be answered by Sophia Remington in the coming days and months, I'd wager. How will she turn this crisis around?
So, Jeremy, what are the warning signs a consumer should look out for when they're spotting a dangerous toy?
Well, Megan, experts advise to always check for the new advance mark, which guarantees a level of safety and quality.
Yeah, can we just get a close-up on camera 3 here? So if we take a look at this National Nightly News mug, you should see the mark just on the base of it there.
In the wake of the scandal, the government were praised for their swift response in bringing in a set of stringent checks and new products.
It certainly is good to know that someone's watching out for our families. When we come back, our very own Patrick Bannon will be live from the Sports Board Finals. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back.
Oh, sorry, I'm bursting.
Oh! She's very good.
Who?
Megan.
Yes, she is.
Watch your back, Jeremy. The women are coming.
I'm more worried about this water dripping onto my head.
2 cars, a bidet, and an enlarged prostate.
Alex, Bozeman, we're getting reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil the sports board final by waving their fleshy bits about. Try and make sure you don't broadcast it. It's 6 p.m. for God's sake. No one wants to see fannies on the news. Bozeman out.
Okay. So we're gonna try to not get banned here. Because they are gonna legit nudity this here in a second. But we're gonna put me to the test. We're just gonna do this, and if I let it through, it gets through.
On the bladder. This can cause trouble starting to pee, and it can cause laundry-based trouble between you and your shoe demon and ex-wife. So what caused this big old prostate? In your bum? Well, sorry, me and the doctors, we don't know. As you get older, your body changes, and that's okay. If you're worried...
Well, that's what it says.
Yes, I understand that, but I always say welcome back.
I think we should just keep it as it is.
Well, of course you do. I've got one hack line.
What's that supposed to mean? I didn't write it, Jeremy.
That's all right, fine. Jenny, there's something wrong with the auto cue.
10 seconds.
Oh, I just felt a drip again. Have they not fixed this?
Want to see us fry? It's good for the ratings.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation, Sports Board. Patrick?
That's right, Megan. You join me live here from the final of the first annual Sports Board Championship. It's been a hotly contested competition so far. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other all season. First up, we have Eddie Striker. She's the more experienced of our two players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving ban. Striker's known for her signature move, the lanky hamster. And facing her tonight, hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes, and a divorce pending, it's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy, the Fingernail Harris. Just waiting on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on.
Striker go first.
Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin.
D-Robe.
Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brains. Stupid. Eddie Striker. Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerves show. Not after last time. On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Not a bad shot there from Harris. Back to Striker for shots number 3. All right. She's gone to sort of throwing under her legs. Not bad if you ask me.
Was there contact? Don't know why you complained. To Harris.
Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to Harris now.
Thrilling
a ball
game.
in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Football. Move back.
I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. So really not a good start there for Tommy Harris in round 1. We can only hope that round 2 treats him a bit better. But first, of course, after the argument with the ref section, it's time to change ends. Now we have the ceremonial changing of the ends. And of course, now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense. Striker giving it large.
Second round, double. Harris.
Winter round 2 now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have some sort of streak on the pitch. Apologise if we broadcast any of that stuff. She appears to have slogans across her breasts and arse. Try and ignore all of that. Security, I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible. They're trying to carry on play, but it's proving a bit difficult, and I'm struggling to follow because it's quite an eyesore, and women's bodies. Yeah. All right, great. Okay, so back into round 2 now, and Harris absolutely determined to close that massive gap. Eddie Striker. No, it's just some of the tightest play I've seen ever. Harris. And was that the fitted thumb screw? We haven't seen that since the Heats. What a brilliant move. Back to Striker. And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the ground sound. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastering display here absolutely blooming jaw-dropping. The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. And Harris is having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course, we've always said that. And after all, it is a game of 2 halves. 4 rounds and 7 subgenres. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Remington Smith.
On my whistle, on my whistle.
Nice piece of music here to start the half-time show. Okay, another posh protester loose on the court here. We can only apologise for that. We'll do our best to shield you from having to look directly at it. Is running around here with his genitals on display for all to see. And ruining what was shaping up to be quite the dance interlude there. Now he's thrusting himself in Harris's face. Security's on it. And the bucket has been knocked over! I cannot stand it when the bucket gets knocked over. Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Genitals flying around for all to see. Really, if you ask me, not Sunday morning television. And out of there, hopefully taken away, never to be seen again.
Final poses, final poses. Ball boy cannot be in the final pose.
And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these two players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the first time I played this game, it wasn't blurred.
Not bad.
That's good though. That means I can not do that next time.
Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around. Back to Harris here. God, what I wouldn't give to be that ball.
God,
All
we got
ladies.
like 4 more minutes of this.
Tommy Harris. And it dribbled down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because of course if it dribbles down his arm and goes on the floor, it's not going in the bucket. Back to striker. And striker's gone for the animal bonus there, but of course perhaps... And yes, Harris has counted with a tiny bell. That is wonderful play. Of course we've seen that before. Look at her face. She is absolutely gutted. What a mud. That could have been the clincher. What a massive shame.
Harris receives possession now.
Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 battles. So, here we go. Tommy
Everyone
Harris.
would watch this if it was real.
That's all right. That's all right. Not bad there. He threw it quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever there. Perhaps a little contact, a caution from the referee, who's being, if you ask me, a little bit harsh. Ellie Striker. And she's let the nerves get to her. What the hell was that? You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, like, I mean, this is a mess now. I don't know what I can be doing about this. I mean, sort of breasts and genitals for all to see. I mean, there's only so much I can do. They're sort of everywhere, aren't they?
There are
I'll try and carry on.
so many cameras I can't show.
But of course, it's difficult because these protesters hopefully we can get them taken off soon so we can carry on with the match. Okay, nonsense is going on here. Yes, yes.
We want our money.
Yes, very good. Take them away. Bloody wasters, absolute wasters. Oh, jog on!
This is the mine round.
It's an absolute bloody... Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round.
Okay.
And of course, as it's a Tuesday, the final round is a mime round. Who could believe it? Nice imaginary shot there from Harris. It really could go in there at this point. Really high-level play here from 2 absolute juggernauts of the sport.
Hold.
The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me. She's juggling it around from her hands. Interesting. Juggling it around from her hands. And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's and she spat it out. She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there, quite late on.
Illegal spit.
From
This
striker.
is just...
But she's in it to win
This
it.
is too much.
On it. Like
Too
a
much
carp on
action,
it.
guys. I can't keep up.
Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef. And he's peeling it as if it were a banana, which is an interesting move. Not sure if he hasn't had his potassium or what's going on today with Harris. And he's throwing it, and the banana was the ball! What a fantastic move there from Harris. Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic, there we go, Jeremy, that is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump. We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it to make sure it is all official.
Contestants in, please. And the winner
It
of
was...
the first
I didn't get far into it, but it was
Sports
really good.
Championship is everyone!
Okay, the ref has decreed once again a win for everyone, including me as my 15th win in the Sports Board Championship. I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife and children. Another wonderful victory for me. Here come the on-site security to collect their medals, their 6th and 7th respectively. And
we're just stuck on camera 4 now. Whoa.
What more is there to say? I'm Patrick Bannon. Looking forward to celebrating tonight. And all that's left to say, Jeremy, is back to you in the studio.
Patrick Bannon had an extraordinary final.
Historic sports board, Jeremy.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Oh, yeah, I can wrench a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know.
I certainly wouldn't bet against you.
When we come back, I'll be talking live with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, who apparently have a big announcement you wouldn't want to miss.
That's coming up after these messages.
1 minute back.
Fucking microphone struck me.
What?
Fucking microphone just struck me. Where's that sound guy?
Dang.
Everything okay?
Oh, the mics are just trying to kill us now, apparently.
Baldur's Gate 3 was very fun for what we played. We're gonna have to start it over
I'm
though.
wearing you down.
Because we didn't do a hard save.
Boozman again. Just heard from the chaps in maintenance that this storm is causing the odd power surge. Some of your controls might be a bit, dangerous. Now, I know you're tough and you can take the odd shock for the sake of a perfect news broadcast, but too many in quick succession can stop the old ticker. I'm sure you'll make the right decisions. Boozman out.
Buckets. We seem to have sprung a leak. Well, several, actually.
You're going to need a whole new lining up there. Triple C.
We'll look into it.
Minister, it's so good to see you again.
Miss Wolf, your star seems to be in the ascendant.
It's a great time to be alive.
Oh boy.
Bloody right.
This
Peter
can get
Clement.
hard
Megan
real
Wolf.
fast.
Ah, but that's a fur-man shape you've got there.
She's tougher than she looks. Am I here?
Here, with Mr. Clement on your left.
Right
Okay.
you are, pet.
Good, we got the right camera to start.
10 seconds, everybody.
No, mine's fine. Have you had a little accident?
Cheeky cow.
5, 4, 3.
Here we go.
Welcome back. I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much in titles. It doesn't seem very advanced.
We're delighted to be here.
Well, firstly, I should ask how you feel about the graffiti that's been springing up across the capital. Should we be worried?
Oh, no, you definitely shouldn't be worried.
Well, not unless you've got a fatal paint allergy anyway.
But yes, it does seem that there are still some people we haven't been able to help.
You know, whinges.
People who've yet to benefit from the many advantages of the new future.
And you know, Megan, as my old mum used to say, there are some pissants who just don't know how to be happy.
We're working hard to reach these people, find out what they're angry about and how we can help. The door to my government is always open.
So much
But we didn't
That
come here
almost
to talk
killed
about
me,
what
probably.
may yet turn out to be some alternative arts projects.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want to talk to the nation about something far more exciting.
Yes, your office briefed us that you have an announcement to make, but they were being surprisingly secretive about it.
Let me ask you a question, Megan.
Oh, okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really scares you?
It's death, Pet. She's talking about death.
We're all afraid of our deaths. It's part of being human.
Sorry, are you saying that Advance have cured death?
That'll be a vote winner. Yep, that was definitely a drop there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less scary.
Much less painful.
This game is great.
Expensive. Look,
You
which
can
is
go
me
back
close
and
up
see your
now,
past
there.
broadcasts.
When I was 13, my mum came and got me from school. He had to go to the hospital. My granddad, he'd collapsed that morning, so we'd all to say our goodbyes. And I went in to see him. He were all frail and pale. I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before, and he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said to me, Peter, he said, it's the right time. I don't ever want to be a burden to the people I love.
Was that the last time you saw him?
Nope, 3 days later he were back home. He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there in the lounge while we were watching football. He wouldn't even wait till half time.
That sounds...
It was awful. It were awful for us, and this is the point. It were awful for him. He could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away, and he would beg her to turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she couldn't, or she wouldn't. It were a crime, you see. And she didn't want to lose the children, as well as her old man.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family
These
will
are
have
the
to.
prime ministers of
The
this
Health
fictional
Service
place.
is today opening the first of 300 new transition centres.
The transition centres will handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So even the poorest citizen gets to pass on with dignity when they choose.
And that choice is important. This is a service only for people who choose it. For people who feel they've run their course and don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow, long, humiliating decline.
Just given me electric shock.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I think it fried my asshole.
Oh, we're still on the air, Peter.
No, yes, sorry, my apologies. Oh.
Are you not worried that this new system might be open to abuse?
In what way?
Sorry, I've got sapped again. Can I get a little bit of help here, please?
That the older generation might feel somewhat...
Jesus, I rolled your face, fucker! That one was massive! Right, no, this bastard's coming off!
Sorry, that the older generation might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine
I'm
and
messing up.
luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I am perfectly capable of... with a rusty twat!
Prime Minister, please watch your language.
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information film tonight. It should tell your viewers everything they need to know.
You really do move at a breathless pace. It's hard to the experience.
Wow.
Oh, Megan, we're only getting started.
And on that note, thank you so much for being here. Jeremy.
Right, yes, that's all we have time for tonight. Our thank yous go out to our guests. Congratulations to all the winners at the Sports Board Final. And we'll see you tomorrow night at the same time. My name is Jeremy Donaldson. If you can, have a peaceful night.
And we're out. Good job, everybody.
So they just...
I
suppose there's any way this could be a good thing.
It's my nephew, so we transitioned the moment I saw the leak.
Did I die? Okay. Live spooky DLC unlocked. I think that's all I'm gonna play for tonight. Yeah, I did bad on the last one, but I'm gonna show you something, Aatrox, if you're still here. Selling a kidney. That's how wealthy we are. We started as broke-ass poor, and then we got demoted to what is money. And I don't know if this is up or down since, but now we're at selling a kidney. Oh, the network hates me now. Why? You can come back here and see all your past broadcasts. See 1 second, we'll play this one. Really quick.
In a few moments, we'll be going live to tonight's national.
We gotta do this though. Because they force you to look for it. You can actually go back and like during... Yeah, the whole getting struck by lightning part kind of sucked. But you can actually go back and like all the other cameras, you can actually hear what was being said on those, like during the commercials and everything. It's super cool. I'm gonna fast forward to the interview after this. I guess I kind of understand why the company hates me. I do kind of fuck with their interviews sometimes. And I did accidentally show a naked person earlier. But they were on every camera. I had to choose the least bad option. Oh.
Fine!
A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So, all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine.
That is.
You're gonna pay up. You're gonna pay back.
Yeah, you can just come back and watch all those, or like here, this is the rushes. So like, let's go to the Alan James interview. Play.
All that, and Megan Wolf with a group of young actors.
It's like
Thanks for coming on.
bonfires.
Thanks
in
for
town
having me.
centres, But Alan James, no doubt you've read my stuff.
I try not to, if I'm honest. Behave. You're not the boss of me.
I literally am. 10 seconds, everybody.
Like, I wouldn't have got to hear those earlier.
We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2.
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking.
Yeah, you can go back and watch those. You can also go back and watch the ads that you didn't get to watch. We didn't get to watch The Joy of Screws, I don't think. So, let's see what that would have given. Because if we don't, we're
From the
gonna
iconic A2 stainless steel posi drive wood screw to the M1 2mm slotted countersunk screw, the Joy of Screws is your key to a world of sticky fixings. Start collecting today and celebrate the nation's most well-known and best-loved pieces of hardware with your copy of the Joy of Screws. Every week,
I feel like
you'll
this
add
is
another
one we can
exclusive
play on
fastener
air.
to your collection, like the flathead self-flanging bump screw, the 4mm Hexaflex mushroom bolt, the self-locking long-life round-head roofing tack, and that's only the beginning. The Pan Phillips slotted head washer washing nut, the M25 3mm finishing pin, the cast iron hexagonal fixing screw,
course.
and many more. Every week, alongside your ironmongery, you'll get this in-depth companion magazine, charting the highs and lows of DIY history, from the Canterbury nut shortage to the socket screw riots of 29. This detailed guide will bring to life some of your favourite metalworking moments. Start your collection today, and we'll send you the first 8 editions with no postage or packing. That's right, no postage, no packing. Plus, you'll also receive this exclusive little bit of drill bit absolutely free. So, what are you waiting for? Start collecting today. With week 10, you'll receive this screwdriver handle.
This one was the best one, though. Beehole picked it. It's called Come to Bumley. This one was a good one.
Where can you get warm, sandy beaches, clear waters, and fine dining? Well, we're not sure, but here in St Bumley on the Taint, we've got a big hill and the bus comes twice daily. Visit picturesque St Bumley this summer and experience a holiday that's simply unlike any other.
Amazing.
Come and visit the abandoned spade factory. Your kids will love exploring the old production line in relative safety. Grab your tetanus shots and come down today. There's no gift shop, but feel free to grab an old handle from the skip out the back. Or why not indulge your cultured side and visit some of our sites of historic interest, like the parish church, currently the subject of a thrilling police investigation, the old market, home of the fairly big cabbage, or the hole. Hey, that's a nice hole. And after a long day exploring Bumley, you can relax in comfort in one of 2 communal tents. Or you could take advantage of our famous nightlife. There's a radio in the calf, or on Fridays we gather to watch tramps fight. Come on, Harold, you scruffy old meth head. Only 85 minutes from the coast, and with more than 2 areas of outstanding natural interest. Isn't it time your family went Bumley way? And hey, if you come in the dry season, we've got a car park. St Bumley, on the Taint, naturally.
That turned out to be a great ad. But this was a
Good evening. I'm Megan.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
I'm
we
Jeremy
unlocked
Dawson.
stuff. This was a good stream. I was happy with this. This turned out really well. We don't need that anymore, and we're gonna duplicate this scene, and we're gonna make a goodbye scene. We're gonna maybe listen to some music here for a second. Oh, what's that? Dream ending. Come on, we can do this. Just properties. there we go. Thanks for watching, guys. This is stream 1 on my my new computer. Okay. Now bedtime. But yeah, thanks for coming out. If you stick around, some other... I guess maybe not tonight. I don't think anyone else is going to be streaming tonight, but tomorrow there'll be something. I don't know if there'll be D&D or not, but there'll be something streamed here tomorrow night, I'm sure. And hopefully on Sunday we'll be starting our new campaign, which will hopefully also be streamed, The Rise of Tiamat. So, yeah, come by and watch that. I'll be streaming hopefully more often than the never that I have been. So, we can thank the new computer for that. Now that I've got just a fresh old install, we're good to go. You guys have a good night, and I will